Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our sociology class. We are in the midst of the global stratification unit. Yeah, I'm getting my little coronavirus beard. Don't know if I like it or not, this salt and pepper look, but my wife challenged me to try it and see what happens. You can dial in your opinions if you like. Anyways, as I said, we are in the midst of the social and global stratification unit. The local stratification, of course, being the neighborhoods around us in the United States. Global is stratification around the world. In your textbook readings, hopefully, and through the review of the PowerPoints, you've gotten a bit of an understanding of these kind of dynamics. The main pieces this week, last 2 weeks actually, would be the Crash movie, which is a wonderful depiction of the intersectionality between poverty and many other issues. So it opens a lot of other cans of worms as far as this course goes in relationship to poverty. The movie was ahead of its time in 2005 and won the Best Picture award. Some say worst choice ever. To me, one of the top 3 movies of my preference of all time, and it'd be good for you to watch it, certainly in the context not only of stratification, but also of the many other issues that it addresses within it. Slumdog Millionaire, also a better picture movie. This one, the depiction of who wants to be a millionaire in India, the rise of the Indian multinational corporation in Mumbai, the center of global technology, meets the slumdogs in the ghetto. A gripping movie that dives us into the idea of class and caste, being Western, being Eastern. And this becomes a tricky dynamic between the two. So go up on the discussion board and put your movie reviews in for those. They're great movies. I'd like to see some good, robust application of the content of the course into your reviews. Now, there also are a couple of other assignments to do in this unit, 2 units, for stratification, 30 days minimum wage, and poverty tourism, eating pog pog. For 30 days minimum wage is Martin Spurlock's series where they play the part of people and they live in the reality of others. You might have a few others of these in the rest of the course, but this to me is one of the best ones they do. In this case, they take 30 days to highlight the plight of the working poor. So the video in some ways is a bit dated, but the principles and effects of being working poor have not really changed much. Note the essentials in the movie: housing, healthcare, food, how to get furniture, where to get jobs, what type of jobs, heating, transportation, insects. So there's a lot of little dynamics that they play off of. So address these in your discussion board questions. Now, I understand these are pretend people. They're not really working poor. They're rich people or upper middle class people playing the part. But they do make some key points along the way. And in light of that, I think it addresses many that we know that are in the working poor class that certainly cannot get by with what they need. Now, in this era in the coronavirus, this is a large group of people who are still working with the risk of health in the midst of the service industry. Poverty tourism in the global stratification unit is tricky and difficult to watch. I was on an urban study in the Philippines in 2002 in Manila, where I had the privilege to visit the barangay. The barangay is the Philippine word for the slum. In an alleyway between 2 middle-class gated communities were about 1,200 people jammed together, living together. They had come there because of global stratification, where the Dole Corporation had sold out the pineapple farms in the northern regions of the Philippines and putting these farmers out of work. And they had migrated down into the slums of Manila to try and live. With it became small micro jobs that were nuanced in this relationship between the middle class living in the gated communities next door around the poor. So the poor are taking the garbage, for instance, and looking through it for little pieces of chicken, that they can find. So the poor then repurpose this chicken into what's called pog pog. Watch the video and respond on the discussion board if you would eat pog pog, and what are your feelings about it. And the next time you eat chicken, think of the barangay, the slum of Manila. Additionally, there's a video called Smoky Mountain Poverty Tourism. It's a trend these days, particularly among liberal people, about taking tourist trips to the poorest areas of the world. And in the hopes perhaps of exposing it or caring for the people, or maybe just being a voyeur to the situation, take a tour through the neighborhood. You will be taking a tour through Smoky Mountain in the Philippines, which is a large slum, very similar to what I toured in 2002. Would you participate in a tour like this? What kind of benefits might it bring the people? Would you do it? And so we have these major projects, the 2 movies and the 2 video views, along with your other ongoing work, which is the reading and the textbooks. So as far as due dates right now, I want you to complete all your outstanding assignments up until this weekend. I'm going to be offline Thursday through Sunday for the second half of spring break. Monday morning next week, we resume with week 3. So we are then going to be in the proper cycle between Monday and Sunday midnight. Don't forget your major papers coming in down the line, and to look forward to your final exam and the quizzes that are aligned to your textbook reading, which is really when you get tested for that. I will also be posting briefly, or in a little bit, another video on why are people poor that you can watch with your work on stratification and global stratification. So with nothing else, I'll keep working on my beard, being holed up in here, enjoying myself at home to some degree, feeling isolated, but also making sure that we're online together. Have a great week.